Guys, welcome back. This is going to be the video that goes along with the Unit 6 Day 3 notes. So I'm changing it up. I'm not going to go through all of the notes like I did with Day 2, just to try and make this a little bit more short, sweet, and to the point. So in this video, it's going to go through some examples where you'll be able to write an equation of a line in any form. From 2 points, from a point and a slope, you're going to be able to use point-slope form to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So up here, I have the notes filled in and the 3 forms that we've talked about. We are generally focused on slope-intercept form and point-slope form. This semester, we're going to get into standard form a little bit, and we'll have talked about that more in class. But in this video, we're really going to focus on slope-intercept form and point-slope form. So remember that point-slope form uses any point, and that's your x1, y1. And remember that the x gets a different sign. So if it's positive as a point, then it goes in as a negative. If it's negative as a point, it goes in as a positive. And the m, of course, is always the slope. Remember that the y-intercept is a point, but it's a specific point, and it is a specific point of 0, b. So you can't use slope-intercept form unless you have a point in the form of 0, b. Remember that the 2 things you need to write the equation of a line are the slope and a point. So if they give you the slope and they give you a point, it's quite easy to go straight to point-slope form and simplify. If they don't give you the slope, then you first must find it. So let's get into some examples. So looking at number 1, we want to write the equation of the line through the given point with the given slope in slope-intercept form. So that means we need to simplify once we've plugged in. That's all that means. So you're still going to use point-slope form to fill this in. So this is our x1, this is our y1, and this is our m. So when we plug in to y equals m times x minus x1 plus y1, we're going to have y equals negative 1/2 times x minus 2 plus 3. Once you've plugged in, then because we want to go to slope-intercept form, we're just going to simplify. So we distribute our negative 1/2 in, which gives us negative 1/2 x. Negative 1/2 times negative 2 is positive 1 plus 3. And then we combine our like terms to give us that y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 4. And that is your final answer. Number 2 was super nice. They told you the m already, just like the other one, but they put it with m instead of a slope, so we didn't have to think about it as much. So again, we're using that y equals m times x minus x1 plus y1. So now when I plug in, I'm going to have y equals the 4 as my slope, and then x minus negative 1 plus 4. Remember that when I have a double negative, that just means positive, right? 2 wrongs and right. In math class, 2 wrongs make a right. So that becomes plus 1 instead. And so then when I simplify, I'm going to have 4 times x and 4 times 1. So y equals 4x plus 4 plus 4. And then combine our like terms. So y is equal to 4x plus 8. Okay. So moving on to the next part. Now we have to write the equation line through the given points, and we're going to use point-slope form. So that just means we don't simplify. We just plug it in and we're done. And so this is kind of nice because there's going to be a little bit more work up front. But so we want to pass through these 2 points. So like I said earlier, we need to have the slope and a point. Since we have 2 points but no slope, we need to first find the slope. So I'm going to use a table. You could use the slope formula or a table, however you want to find the slope. But we find the slope of our 2 points. So I know to get from 6 to 5, I minus 1. And to get from -4 to -2, I add 2. So my slope is -1 over 2. From there, you can use either one of your points to plug into y equals m times x minus x1 plus y1. I'm going to use this point, so I'm just going to plug in. So I get y equals my slope of -1/2 times x minus -4 plus 6. Since I have a double negative here, then I want to go ahead and combine that to be, or not combine it, but change it to be x plus 4 plus 6. And that is my final answer. If this were a question that was short answer or essay or something I graded by hand on your test or quiz, if you left it here, I would give you full credit. But if it is a multiple choice question, the answer that I have squared in or boxed in is the answer you would see. You won't see the double negative in your answer choices. So just be aware of that. Okay. So let's do number 6. Once again, I have 2 points and no slope. So I'm going to find my slope. So I'm going to make a chart. Actually, let's do this one using the slope formula. So m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's going to be -7 minus 3 over -1 minus 1. You could have also done 3 minus -7 over 1 minus -1, whichever way you are more comfy with. So -7 minus 3 is -10. -1 minus 1 is -2. Always simplify your fractions. So -10 divided by -2 is a positive 5. So now I'm just going to plug in to my y equals m times x minus x1 plus y1. So when I plug in, I get 5 for my m times x, and I'm going to use the second point, minus 1 plus 3. And that's my final answer. Well, if you plugged in with the other point, your equation would look different. If you were to simplify them to slope-intercept form, then they would be the same. Remember that any 2 points on the same line would have the same equation when it's in simplified form. Lastly, let's just take a look at if we have our points in a table. This works the same way as 2 points, it's just you have 3. So you'd still just want to make sure you have a constant slope. So from -2 to -6, I'm minus 4, but from -6 to -12, I'm minus 6. So I just want to check and make sure the change is the same. Does it change over the same amount of space? So from -4 to -2, I go up 2, but from -2 to 1, I go up 3. So I can see that my amount that's changing in the x is not the same all the way down. So, but I can see if I do -4 divided by 2, I get -2. And if I do -6 divided by 3, I get -2. So it is a constant rate of change. So my m is equal to -4 over 2, which is -2. Or you can think of it as m is equal to -6 over 3, which is also -2. You could have also gone from -2 to -12, which is -10, and -4 to 1, which is +5, which would still give you a -2 slope. Once you've done that, then you just pick your favorite point. It doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to use the one in the middle because I can. You plug into your point slope form, just like we've been doing. So my slope was -2, and I'm going to have x minus -2 minus 6. Once again, I just want to combine those negatives to get my final answer of y equals -2 times x plus 2 minus 6. Now, some of you may get good and not need to use this middle step here and be able to go straight from plugging in the point and changing the sign. But until you get comfy with it, you should make sure you do that middle step so that you see that double negative makes it positive. We will go over the rest of these questions in class, and I'll answer any questions that you have. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day.